Hello, lovely! In this video, we're gonna give you model answers and vocabulary for puzzles. And you speaking part 1 topic. I'm Maria.
And my name is Rory, and we're here to help prepare you for IELTS speaking and have fun along the way.
Before we get into the episode, make sure you subscribe to our channel to have all these fresh IELTS speaking topics and smash the like button.
Or gently tap the like button. Do not abuse the like button. It does not like this.
It's a button, Rory.
This dehumanization of the like button is very problematic.
So puzzles, yes, it used to be our speaking part 2 topic, but now it's a comeback. It's in speaking part 1, all right? Rory, how do you like this topic? Do you like this topic?
I'm not a big fan of puzzles, but I've done something very interesting when I was with this topic, or actually, not just with this topic, with future topics as well. I'm going to have a grammar or a vocabulary focus for these. So we've had topic-specific vocabulary, but we're also going to have a specific grammar focus now. And our grammar focus for this one is phrasal verbs. And now that we've solved that puzzle, shall we turn our attention towards puzzles?
Rory, do you like puzzles?
Well, not really. It's always difficult for me to follow the instructions, let alone make out any solutions. Although now that I think about it, it's not because they're not particularly engaging, it's just because I have other things on my mind, to be honest with you.
Rory, when I asked you, do you like puzzles? You said that you enjoy making out the solutions.
Well, I said it was quite difficult to make out the solutions. But if you make something out, that just means that you either see it clearly, or in this case, see it clearly in your mind's eye, so understand it clearly. So it's difficult to make out the solutions, it's difficult to find the solutions, but you could say the same thing about anything, like in foggy weather, it's difficult to make out things in the distance, so it's difficult to see things in the distance too.
So we make out solutions, right, a phrasal verb, but what do we do with puzzles? We do puzzles, we complete puzzles, what? What else do we do with puzzles? Throw them away?
I talked about it later. I said to fill out a crossword, which is another way of saying that you complete it as well. But you can also fill out forms. So if you were ever asked questions about writing, then you could say, I need to write when I have to fill out a form.
Fill out a crossword, do a puzzle, complete a puzzle. And a crossword is a kind of a puzzle, right? What other kinds of puzzles can you talk about here? You can talk about jigsaw puzzles.
I was going to say, I mentioned jigsaw puzzles and Rubik's Cubes as well. I think those are the big ones that I have experience with. But you have logic puzzles as well, like Sudoku, for example.
So yeah, crosswords, jigsaw puzzles, Sudoku. So these are all different kinds of puzzles. And also you can talk about this wood cubes or something. This is pieces of wood and you arrange them in different ways. So yeah, different puzzles. Do you like doing word puzzles or number puzzles?
Well, ideally neither, but if I had to choose one, I suppose it would be word puzzles, because they most closely match up with my area of expertise, which is English. I suppose working out my finances is enough of a number puzzle for me.
Word puzzles and number puzzles, right? And Roy, you said that if I had to choose, I choose something like word-based puzzles.
Or just word puzzles. So if, crosswords are word-based. What else is word-based? Hangman, that's like a word-based puzzle or a word-based game that you play.
Is it a puzzle, Hangman?
It is, because you have to work out a solution. And it's usually entertaining.
So if you do crosswords, Sudoku, yeah, you can use these nice words, working out solutions, making out solutions. And you can say, for example, I enjoy doing puzzles which match up with my area of expertise. Expertise or expertise? Expertise.
Expertise. That's another phrasal verb that I picked out for this one as well. So if something matches up, then it fits together well. And actually, you could talk about matching up with your expertise or your area of expertise. But for puzzles, you could also talk about matching up the jigsaw pieces as well.
You can also say that my life is a puzzle. Hey,
Yeah.
you Rory, you said that working out my finances is enough of a numerical puzzle for me.
This is just a way of stressing the fact that it's a difficult thing to do. So if it's something is enough of something, it's just like, yeah, this is enough. I don't need any more. So working out my finances is enough of a number puzzle. Or if we were talking about something else, like word puzzles, for example, then you could say, oh, writing an email or reading my colleagues' emails is enough of a word puzzle for me. It's already complicated enough. I don't need any more.
And if you never do any puzzles, never fiddle with a Rubik's Cube or something else, you can say, yeah, my life is a puzzle, or my job is a puzzle, my personal relationship is a puzzle for me. So
Yeah.
did you like doing puzzles when you were a kid?
Well, I think I used to, but I had more time to finish them off back then. Whereas now I don't really, because I've got all these jobs to do. Working out how to finish a Rubik's Cube or to put together a crossword, to put together a jigsaw takes ages for me. So I don't really have the time for it.
So a Rubik's Cube, right? So you finish a Rubik's Cube, and also you can say to finish off a puzzle.
Yeah. I suppose, what else could we say? Solve a puzzle, finish a puzzle. We've already said complete as well.
Or do a puzzle.
Yeah. So there's lots of verbs to go with puzzle, and phrasal verbs, which was the whole focus of today's episode.
How long would it take you to kind of the Rubik's Cube?
What you mean? Make all of the colors match up?
I had this Rubik's Cube, and the Rubik's Cube had these stickers. So it's actually like yellow stickers, green stickers. You know what I would do? I would just take take off the sticker, put
And
it
change
there,
them, yeah.
take off another sticker, put it there. So I had all nice.
I think lots of people have done this as well, or been tempted to do it, to be
That's
honest with you.
Maria's Rubik's Cube.
We are talking about the phrasal verbs and the different verbs there, but we could also talk about words to describe puzzles. So, obviously, puzzles, puzzling. I think that's a bit too obvious for most people. But we can talk about puzzles being engaging or not very engaging. So that just means that they're interesting or not very interesting.
When do you do puzzles? During trips or when you feel bored?
Well, I think the closest I get is when I'm setting them up for classes and I have to work out the solutions. If I had to choose, then it would probably be during trips, like filling out a crossword on a plane if I didn't have a book and there was nothing else to do. But that's just an example.
And you can do puzzles in different places. And when you go traveling, or when, for example, you feel bored. And Rory said, yeah, I can fill out a crossword if I'm really bored.
Yeah. But usually I have a book with me on a plane, so this is not something that I would do first.
But when you go traveling, Rory, so you went to Italy, did you take any puzzles with you?
I didn't know, but I had a whole load of books. I don't know if you saw the Instagram post, but I reviewed a book every so often. To be honest, here's another way you could use enough of. You working out how to use the public transport system in Naples was enough of a puzzle as well. So I didn't really need something on a bit of paper other than the bus timetable to try and understand that.
So this is a great structure and a great strategy. If you have no idea what kinds of puzzles to talk about, you can say traveling by metro in Rome was a real puzzle for me.
Yeah, or enough of a puzzle for me.
Was enough of a puzzle for me. Or living my life is enough of a puzzle for me. Thank you very much. I don't need any more. All this Rubik's Cube and jigsaw puzzles and and taking IELTS exam,
is enough of a puzzle, yeah. Especially the reading.
Yeah, doing IELTS reading, Mr. Examiner, is enough of a puzzle.
Do you remember, we were talking about this, you get a question and you look at it and it's none of the answers are appropriate, but you have to choose one.
It's a real puzzle. It's really puzzling. Do you think it's suitable for older people to do puzzles?
Well, I think they're the ones best placed to do it since they have, or they usually have more free time on their hands and they have more experience. Although now I think about it, young people are always putting up or posting pictures of their Wordles, aren't they? So maybe we shouldn't rule them out entirely.
You can say that puzzles are more suitable for older people or the elderly or, young people, right? Are there any puzzles, maybe like apps with puzzles?
There are, and I'm really annoyed now that you've asked me this question because I have some on my phone, but I've completely forgotten what they're called. I suppose the closest thing I have is like chess, but that's not really a puzzle. That's more like a game that you play with a computer, or at least in the case of what I've got on my phone. What other puzzles can you have? Wordle's a puzzle. You could probably get jigsaw puzzle apps on your phone, I'm sure.
Really? Oh, wow. Maybe online crosswords or... And you mentioned like paper-based puzzles. So we have like word-based puzzles, paper-based, like on paper, crossword. Or you can also talk about, apps that you have on your phone with puzzles.
Yeah.
If you do. And you mentioned this wordless.
Wordles. I know, I mentioned them, but the only reason I mentioned them is because people post them all the time. That was one of the that was another phrasal verb that we use, putting up, or meaning putting up on social media or posting on social media. So they're always putting them up there, and I can see them. It's like the green squares and the yellow squares, and I think some of them are orange. And I don't really know how it works, but the idea is that you have to solve or work out which word is in the puzzle based on these things that they have in common with other words. And somehow this is wildly popular. I don't understand Wordle, but it's an example of a puzzle, and you could say it's an example of a puzzling puzzle because I have no idea how it works. Sorry, that's my really bad explanation of why I picked Wordle for that, because I don't know what it is. It's a puzzle for me.
It's a puzzling puzzle. Can we really say it's a puzzling puzzle? Oh, I was puzzled.
Well, you could as a joke and then laugh, and then the examiner looks at you like you're crazy. But they would, if you're laughing at the joke about the language, then it's probably a good sign that you have good control over it.
So, if you decide to play with words, you can do this, but make sure that kind of the examiner is with you and they understand that you are making a joke. Oh, I was puzzled by a puzzle, If you kind of are not comfortable with it, just don't do it. Yeah, because it's very strange. I was puzzled by a puzzling puzzle.
I'll stop making jokes, I promise.
If I enjoy jigsaw puzzles, Rory, so let's imagine that you have this jigsaw puzzle with a photo of me or with a photo of us together, right? So a jigsaw puzzle. What do you call this little thingy? Like, woo, 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 this.
Oh, the pieces.
Yeah, so jigsaw pieces. And we can say, for example, if your jigsaw puzzle has 1,000 pieces, it's a 1,000 piece puzzle.
Yes.
Right? And Rory, have you ever completed this jigsaw puzzle with 5,000 pieces or maybe 10,000 pieces?
I don't even think when I was a child and I used to do these things, I ever completed something so big. Back then it's because I didn't have the attention span for it. And now it's because I just don't have the time. Maybe people get satisfaction from putting everything in the right place and completing something, but I don't think that's a good use of my time. Sorry if you like jigsaw puzzles, by the way. I'm talking about my own personal experience, not criticizing yours.
You can also say that doing jigsaw puzzles is therapeutic for me, right? So you said entertaining, is having fun, but also it could be therapeutic. You just forget about your thoughts, you're focusing on these black pieces, putting them all together. So put them together, yeah?
So what kind of words do we have? Engaging, calming, therapeutic, puzzling.
Crazy, puzzling.
Sorry.
Please choose your favorite phrasal verbs. 2 phrasal verbs that you would like to use in your IELTS speaking. Write them in the comments, okay? And let's not be puzzled by puzzling puzzles.
Now that we've solved that puzzle, bye! Bye! If you're interested in getting a link to the transcript for this episode, that's in the description below. Please leave a comment and remember to like and subscribe. and have a look in the description for all of the other great things we're doing. And now we can say goodbye. Bye.